you watch last night's RSL LAFC game? And if you did, what was sort of your reaction when you realized you guys were playing Seattle?
I was excited initially. Liz actually called the game from the beginning. She goes, Salt Lake's going to win this game. I was like, it's a pretty confident statement. She goes, no, just wait. It'll happen. Lo and behold, they did. And I think that's their win was, I think it shows the beauty and the heartbreak of our sport in terms of, they won 3-2 on 2 shots, I think it might have been. And ultimately, we're the only sport in the world where that can happen, where you can get dominated and still come out with a result. And ultimately, at this point, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So as long as you can go out there and fight and grit and grind, you can put yourself in a good position to win. And I think that, we're all excited to play Seattle. I think the MLS loves it. I'm pretty sure the European market's going to love it. So the media is going to enjoy it. But ultimately, these are the games you want to play in as a player because they're the most fun games to play in. So we're all excited for it. But ultimately, it's going to be hard because they're a very good team. As much as, we'll enjoy it and we've got some decent results against them this year, they're in a very ridiculously good run of form. So we need to be cognizant of that and go out there and just play our game, and the best hopefully will come.
Yeah, in terms of sort of how they've changed this year, like you said, you got good results early in the year, but they're a different team. They have some different players. What do you have to do to be able to get a result against probably the hottest team in MLS right now?
For sure. I think that something that we're going to probably preach, we haven't necessarily looked at them individually yet, but I think something that will be important is patience with and without the ball. Obviously, we can't lose the ball in bad areas because they're going to punish you, and they've shown that they can do that with other teams. And at times they'll be willing to give possession to other teams and knowing that they can strike at any moment. They have some very good players that are willing to put in a shift and do the nitty gritty, and those guys are invaluable to teams. But ultimately, with and without the ball, we're going to have to just be patient and see out the game and know that it is a 2-leg series. So regardless of what might happen, we can't start to rush or get uncomfortable because it's a 2-game series, and as quick as the games might come, it's important that we just understand that there is a second leg, but we want to try to go out there and put everything in the first leg and get the best of a result as possible.
How does it change playing sort of a rival in the playoffs? It seems like with bragging rights, there's been all talk in the past about, you guys were first to MLS Cup, you guys beat them in the last time in the playoffs. It seems like it just is higher.
Yeah, for sure. Ultimately, as a player, you're going to try to convince yourself that it's just another playoff game, but when you're on Twitter and you see the fans and stuff like that, it's not to the fans. You know what I mean? As much as you try to, again, approach every team in the right way, and you want to look at them and say, you know what, this team's good, blah, 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 and you're going to try to be as professional as possible. But when you step out on that field, when I see the line to Providence Park, when I see the line, to get TA tickets, and I can just feel the vibe in the city, you'll ultimately feel like it's not. And I think in the first 5 minutes, you're going to see how scrappy it might be and how physical, and then you're going to say, you know what, this is definitely just not a playoff game. And, if we have to play that way, we've shown last game that we can get out there and, fight with the best of them. Obviously not like that, but, we can scrap it up with the best of them. But if we need to, Barca, Toca, we can also play that side of the game. So I think that we've shown a good balance, and no matter what happens, I think we can go out there and hopefully put our best foot forward and get a decent result over the 2-leg series.
And then in terms of this 2-leg series, because of the conflict at CenturyLink, because you're playing Seattle, you play Sunday, Thursday instead of Sunday. How do you feel about that, and how does it maybe change your preparation?
Well, sadly, that's what you get when you're playing at the Seahawks Stadium. You can't get a nice a fixture matchup, and I think it's a little bit ridiculous, to be completely honest. But at the end of the day, both teams have to deal with it. So as bad as it is, both teams have to deal with that aspect of it, and ultimately, we have an incredible staff that'll keep us as fresh as possible, and the best part about the playoffs is eventually you won't care how your legs feel because you have to get a result, because you have to give everything. And we have some very good professionals on our team and guys that'll take care of their bodies, and as much as it might suck and the turf might be terrible up there, both teams are going to have to deal with it. But again, it's one of those things where we're going to go out there and put our best foot forward no matter what, and hopefully we can come out with a good result.